All right, welcome to another riveting episode of Success Stories with King Harvest. So, my special guest today, she has thankfully agreed to come on and tell her story, is Denise Balderrama. So, welcome. And I guess we can probably just jump into this.
Okay.
And let's start with what I call the origin story.
Okay.
What happened?
Okay. Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Um, I was diagnosed with what they call a GIST. It's a gastrointestinal stromal tumor. That was done 2 years ago. However, every 3 to 6 months, I get additional scans to make sure nothing's coming back. However, in the most recent scan 6 months ago, they found I had a 1 centimeter um, abnormal mass inside the left kidney, and inside my right kidney they found a 5.9 centimeter by 5.3 centimeter complicated Bosniak cyst. They were
That's
more concerned about that than they were the cancerous tumor they found in the left kidney, because
okay.
they
So
called.
yeah,
Go ahead,
so
I'm
was
sorry.
was that based on the first? Okay, so you went in for your first scan diagnosis, and was that large cyst there at the time?
No.
Okay, so they saw a very fast growing mass.
Correct.
Okay, so that sent off their four alarm fire for you.
Correct.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to
So
kind of get that timeline.
okay, so they basically said it's a complicated cyst. It's not cancerous, but they labeled it as a 2F, like Frank, which means they're going to keep a closer eye on it. So instead of like every 3 months, they want to see it monthly. But they were more concerned about that since it's inside the kidney, because if that thing bursts, I'm
Yeah,
going to lose the right
danger.
kidney. So they recommended a couple different things, and I thought, you know what? Let me request a second opinion, which I still am waiting for authorization for the second opinion. And that's when I ran into my niece's neighbor, which is Jessica, and I don't know what her last name is. Um, and she recommended King Harvest. But I also had a cousin who underwent breast cancer. She had the double mastectomy and she used King Harvest, and it's been 6 years now for her.
Okay, so so it's like 1 degree of separation.
Correct.
So
So I thought,
you knew two people who both
correct,
came to King Harvest for help and a remedy.
correct.
So
So I,
okay. So let's go back to before you found King Harvest or was introduced to
okay,
us.
okay.
Had you gone through any type of treatment, any medications on the pharma side?
No, as a matter of fact, I told them I did not want chemo. I did not want radiation, only because I do extensive research for veterans. And I came across a letter dated back in like 1940, whatever, by the Atomic Energy Commission, basically telling Congress and everybody else that no radiation exposure is good, period.
Yeah, that's
And they
true.
said don't use human beings for your test subjects. So that tells me
It's
they knew
probably
something
not a
that we
good
didn't know.
idea. Yeah, probably not a good idea.
No. So I
Yeah.
thought, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing any of that. Let's just wait and see what goes on. In the meantime, I'll check into holistic healing. I looked into Dr. Barbara O'Neill with the castor oil.
Oh, love her.
What I was doing with the castor oil before I jumped into the King Harvest is I would take gauze pads, load
Hmm.
it up with the castor oil, put them in the location of the kidneys, wrap my body, and go to bed like that. And then just wake up in the morning and shower.
Good old fashioned poultice.
Exactly.
That
So,
that is called old school wisdom.
well, they have ways that worked. So, what did I have to lose?
That was
And
during the era of pre-pharmacology,
okay.
before David Rockefeller paid off all of the medical schools to adopt allopathic drugs. That's something most people don't
Really?
know because they don't do their research. Like you found from the atomic energy department that radiation isn't good for us.
Mm-mm.
Neither is mustard gas, which is what? Chemotherapy.
Well, I'm not doing that either.
Well, good for you.
So,
So you made an informed decision for yourself,
yes, I did.
which more people would benefit if they would take that route, right?
Right. And I just felt on a personal level, I've known friends that have gone through the chemo, the radiation, and, went a couple years in remission. And when that cancer came back, it came back with a vengeance. And they didn't survive the second round. Nobody.
No, not usually, because their body's been so destroyed by the radiation and the chemotherapy that their immune system's in the toilet, and the
Correct.
radiation just burns you up.
Correct. I
So
just
that
had an aunt that passed away 2 days ago. Again, she was 85. Oh, she was 86. She just turned 86. But she had breast cancer, had the mastectomy. They did find that the cancer was in a couple of her lymph nodes, recommended all this radiation. Why they would recommend that at her age is beyond me.
I
Had her
I
take
can
some pill.
I can tell you why.
Yeah, billed the insurance company,
She
right?
had good insurance,
Yes, she did.
and they could bill it,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's an ongoing experimentation on people who are not well, and it's really effed up
It absolutely is.
because
It
people are
is.
still the guinea pigs.
Well,
And
I am
go
not
ahead.
being a guinea pig. I'm not
No.
going to do it.
Oh no, I can tell that.
Already did it. Already did it for 32 years with the government. I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a choice
You
now.
ain't no guinea pig, Denise.
Mm-mm. No, I'm not. Mm-mm.
All right,
And we
so
were exposed to enough crazy things being
yeah,
in Iraq and everywhere else I was deployed. And I said, no, I don't want any chemicals anymore in my body. I'm done.
that's right. You were in military service.
Yes, I was 32
And
years.
you went over to the Middle East
Iraq.
how many
Iraq.
times?
I was there once, but we were there from December of 2008, and I think the last group left in March of 2010.
So I would imagine you were a guinea pig there as well for different
Oh yeah,
inoculations, different vaccinations, different
absolutely,
a plethora of jabs, I will call it.
absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Um, when I was in the first Gulf storm, I didn't go, but we were getting ready to go. They gave you the anthrax shot all at once. Now they've perfected it and said, "Oh, we can't give it to you all at once. We got to give it to you over a series of 6 shots." Well, halfway through my deployment, they said, "Oh, you got to come up to the aid station and get your fourth shot." I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to make every excuse under the sun why I can't go, and I did. I did. I stopped after the third shot.
You avoided the last half.
I did.
Good for
I did.
you. Good
But
for
we
you.
occupied a place called Camp Taji, and it's Taji,
Uh-huh.
which I don't know if you've ever heard of Chemical Ali.
Oh
He was
yes.
Saddam's chemical guru, and he
Yeah.
would test all of his chemical agents on the Kurds. Um, we occupied his base, which you don't know what you're exposed to, really,
No, no, but
especially when the dust storms come. It's brutal,
yeah,
brutal.
also igniting all the oil wells in Kuwait.
Correct. Well, I wasn't exposed to that, thank God. But
Yeah.
the residue still is in this sand and this dust, and these storms come along and kick it all up. When I tell you that the sky was orange brown for 10 days at a time, I'm not kidding. And we're breathing all that in.
Yeah, and even if you have filtration systems, you're still getting some of it into your system. So
Exactly.
I would not doubt that those experiences, some of those injections, the inhalation led to what happened with your kidneys.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
at
So
all.
all right, so
Don't doubt it.
you've been through all of that.
Right.
You're doing the poultices, right?
Correct.
Which are great. For
Correct.
people who don't know, castor oil is just a phenomenal oil. It's a great drawing agent. So I use the topical CBD
Okay.
from King Harvest, and I
Right.
mix it with castor oil, and that's how I keep my dome so shiny.
That's awesome.
All right, so
That's awesome.
so you get introduced from two different people, family
Correct.
members,
Hmm.
and what's your first step?
Well, the first step was I called King Harvest and I spoke with Jeff and told him everything that had happened, everything that had gone down, the fact that I'm refusing any sort of chemo, radiation. And I told him I cannot feel stoned. Like I don't like that feeling of being high because I have just too many things I have to pay attention to. And he
Yeah, that
recommended,
really can be a stumbling block for a lot of people because either they don't have any experience with it and they're apprehensive, or they have and it's been maybe a bad experience,
right,
right? So that's where we come in,
right.
right? Because
But Jeff,
we have an amazing dosing specialist, and Jeff is one of them.
he recommended the suppositories and he said it would, you just, insert it when you go to bed, you empty the whole syringe, do your best to go to bed and just keep holding it, which is fine with me because I don't go to the bathroom until the morning anyway. So he said that way the intestines will absorb it and it'll go to where it needs to go.
Yeah, for those who don't know, when you do it rectally as a suppository, you get virtually no psychotropic effect.
No, not at all.
If it
None.
doesn't, yeah, if it doesn't hit the portal vein and get
Mm-mm.
absorbed that way, so you can get to a 1 gram or 6 to 900 milligram dose on day one,
Correct.
instead of having to build up that tolerance
Correct.
orally. And believe me, that's like that's an elephant tranquilizer if
Right.
if you took that orally with no experience. So that's why we do a lot of suppositories with people, and it really depends on which stage they're in and what the problem is. So we have different protocols
Okay.
for a lot of different issues. So for one cancer, it might be a 1-to-1 ratio of CBD to THC. For different types of breast cancers, it might be a 1-to-3 or 3-to-1, which 1 to 3 would be a lower THC, higher CBD, or a 3-to-1, which would be higher THC, lower CBD, right? So each issues really kind of has its protocol or recipe
Okay.
that we really have dialed in over the years, right? But let's get back to you.
Okay.
Mm.
So I went by what Jeff had recommended, which was the syringes,
Mhm.
and then he recommended the unwind and the uplift, which you just put the drops under your tongue. I didn't need anything in the morning because I'm a hyper person to begin with. So when I get up, it's like a ball's been shot out of a ping pong game. It's just I'm ready to go.
It's go
Um,
time.
absolutely, it's just a mental thing that crack of dawn, you're up, you're ready to go.
I'm the same way.
So in the meantime, he also recommended the emu oil with the um,
For the
uh,
topical for your
exactly.
yeah.
So what I was doing was mixing the emu oil with the castor oil in my pads, and I just kept wrapping my body every night. So that would be my nightly routine. I mean, it doesn't smell all that grand, but hey, I don't care. It could stink, but it's better than chemo and radiation.
It's a very small trade-off.
Exactly.
So
And
how
it takes
long
a little bit of getting used to.
yeah, it does a little bit, but the trade-off
It's
is
worth it.
it's really incalculable.
It's so worth it. And like I
So,
said, I was a little skeptical at first,
of course,
but I
people
did
are.
my 30 days,
Uh-huh.
and I thought, let me, before I commit myself to another 30 days, let me find out what's happening first. But I still did the emu oil with the castor oil, even though the syringes were all done. I still
Mhm.
continued to wrap myself every night. So then I went in the first week of July, I think it was. I had ultrasounds done and I had the scans done, had all the crazy blood work done. And then I just seen the doctor um, the 27th, I think it was. It was a Wednesday. He goes, I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing what you're doing because the tumor that's in the left side of the kidney, that shrunk from 1 centimeter to zero point 0.7.
Okay.
The complicated Bosniak cyst that's in the right kidney has shrunk to 5.7 and 5.1. Um, and there's no calcification. So they downgraded it to just a 2. And my kidney function test came back phenomenal. And he said, you now have the kidneys of a 20-year-old. I said, that's all I need to hear. He goes, keep doing what you're doing. And he goes, and we'll see you in 6 months. I said, you got it. So my first phone call was to Jeff. I need another 30-day supply.
Let's go.
Exactly. Give me another 30-day supply. Because if I had that good of a result in 30 days, give me another 30 days. And we'll see what happens after that.
It is what people really need to kind of get their head around is that this is a plant medicine that has bioidentical compounds, right? For
Okay.
our endocannabinoid system. Endo means inside.
Okay.
So we have this beautiful immune system that there is a plant that grows that has over 100 compounds that can do many amazing things in our body. One of them being THC, right?
Okay.
Tetrahydrocannabinol. So that sets up a scenario with that beautiful compound to create what's called apoptosis.
Okay.
Apoptosis is a cool word, which essentially means scheduled cell suicide. So it's kind of like cancer for cancer.
Okay.
So it sends the signal for a cancer cell to kill itself, to die.
Really?
Now here's a cool difference, right? With apoptosis, the cell dies in the inside and it essentially collapses on itself, right? And then the body transports it out. With things like chemotherapy, it kind of explodes the cell, and whatever
Okay.
the contents of that cell is can now spill over into the surrounding areas.
Okay.
So, with that explanation, which sounds like a better idea?
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm pretty sure it's plant medicine.
Absolutely.
So, all right, so you called Jeff and you said, let's do another 30 days.
Yep. And I just got it.
That's
So
great. That's great. So you're back on that. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear what your scans are next time.
I cannot wait either. As a matter of fact, I'm going to make an excuse and say, oh, I got a little pain in my kidney. Can we get the scans done a little earlier?
Ooh, 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 ow, ow. So, this is not an uncommon story when a physician says, I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it. Because I think there's a nervousness on their part
Okay.
that if they really, it's like where the rubber meets the road.
Okay.
You said, I'm doing cannabis oil, and here's the protocol. They might have to start looking at it as a more viable course of treatment, and that is outside of the pharmacological ivory tower,
Correct.
and they get drummed out.
Well,
They
there's
get a lot
no,
of pressure to stay in line.
they do. And
Don't
don't
you
forget,
treat people naturally? We don't do that.
there's
Remember,
no money in a
there's
cure.
no money. Remember, we poison, we burn, and we cut.
Yep.
Stay in those lanes, and you can keep your license.
Yep.
Start to vary out of those lanes. So, we have physicians who refer to us because
Nice.
they've seen enough of their own cases where they go, maybe I'm just going to send them over there.
Okay.
And then we take care of them.
Well, I
And
will say this. I'm not telling them what I'm doing just yet.
just yet.
Just yet. But in the end, they'll know exactly what I did.
And when you do, I imagine you and I will probably have another chat.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Because the one doctor for hematology, he's a young guy. And I think he would be open to different things, but I didn't tell him what I was doing. I just said, "Hey, I'm just drinking my citrus water. I ream my lemon and I ream my lime in my water every day. I filter my water.
Uh,
I've filters on every spigot in my home. Even in the shower, I have a filter on the spigot.
yeah, we do as well. It's very important.
And I did that through. It was a crazy thing. It was I just found them by accident through the water guys in California,
Hmm.
and they have these filters that go on shower heads, kitchen sink, bathroom sink, everywhere in your house there's a filter, and I'm on
Yeah.
an automatic renewal with them, because I know when to change my filter because I get the filter in the mail.
It's time.
Yep.
That's great. And that's an essential piece of I'll say in not getting issues, but also in remedying issues is
Correct.
is your water.
And I will tell you, being stationed at all these military bases throughout 32 years, there is so much contamination in the water. Even in my younger days, if you had some sergeant major that went through and said, I don't know what's in these drums, but get rid of them. And then you have
Uh-huh.
privates and PFCs that are like, well, what are we supposed to do with them? Well, let's just poke a bunch of holes in it and throw into the local lake.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, which
That happens more often than not.
then that sinks into the groundwater.
Exactly.
And then
I
eventually
mean,
somebody's going to drink it.
yeah. And
Uh-huh.
what's crazy, even like doing asbestos abatement, here's all these people that are coming in and these contractors in all their protective suits and masks. All the service members were not protected at
Yeah,
all. And we continued to work. And you think, oh my God, what's wrong with this picture?
everything.
Right?
So yeah, we know that a lot of people are having more and more issues. So that is a driving reason why we do what we do.
Right.
Also why we do these interview slash testimonials with people, so that other people hearing these messages and these success stories can it might not pertain to them, but it
Right.
might be to a family member or a loved one,
Correct.
right? So
Correct.
that's why we do this.
Right.
So it I'll kind of say you've said it all. I know you could say more,
Right.
but let's just kind of wrap it up and do just kind of a closing of your experience with King Harvest, what it's meant to you, what it's done for you.
Okay. Well, Jeff, number one, very knowledgeable, very available if you have any questions whatsoever, or even any doubts whatsoever, no matter how simple or dumb you might think the question is. Jeff is there, either via text, phone call, email. Jeff is the man,
Yep.
and he's knowledgeable, and he gives you a lot of material. And I would suggest that everybody read everything that they get their hands on. Don't just skim through it, read it, understand it. If you don't understand it, call Jeff. He'll explain it to you.
It's called
um,
education.
I would highly recommend anybody that is at the beginning stages of something happening in your body that is not right, rather than jump at what the doctors are saying with pharmacological medications. Go the natural route, because there's a reason why there's a natural route. American Indians back in the day knew it. What they had, the witch doctor, the
The
shaman.
medicine man.
Exactly. They
Yeah.
all have their own version of
They
whoever
knew how to
was.
work with the compounds from nature, right?
Exactly.
That
Exactly.
that met us, right? On an even playing field. So nature typically doesn't do harm, and the pharmacological side does harm.
Right.
It can work out okay in short-term interventions like antibiotics,
Right.
right, to clear up infections, but then, then there's a rebuilding of the system after those that you can only do through natural means, right?
Correct. And I highly recommend to everybody with medication, if it doesn't cure you in 2 weeks, don't take it. Really, don't
But
take it.
there's a good general rule. If your body doesn't make it, you probably shouldn't take it,
There you go. That's going to be
right?
my new motto.
Yeah, that's very true. And if you do have to take something, make it the most natural means possible.
Correct.
And in our arena, that's cannabis extracts. So
Well, it works. It definitely works. And I will say, I am pleased with the results that I've had so far. And when we went into Iraq, I had a friend of mine who does all the essential oils. She didn't mention anything about the CBD THC, but she did recommend that I take a bottle of oil of oregano with me, because she
mm,
said it's nature's antibiotic. And when you're over there, God help you, if you're cut, hurt, whatever, you get an open wound, she goes, use honey and use oil of oregano.
Oil
I
of
said, "You got it,
oregano
sister."
is now that is a rough taste, and it is hot.
Uh, I
But
didn't think it was that bad. I mean, when I did get it cut, I mixed it with the honey
mhm,
because honey has a natural way of healing as well. So
yep.
I took 1 drop of oil of oregano, mixed it with a little packet of honey I had, and put it on the open wound I had on my hand.
Man,
And I
now
will
with
tell you,
now with the cannabis oil and the CBDs, you have a full arsenal.
well, let me tell you something. I wish I had that when I was in Iraq. Really, I would have used it as a preventive measure
No
to
doubt.
prevent getting anything, because I believe that anything that we were exposed to over there is what's showing up now. They said it takes anywhere from 10 to 12 years for things to start showing up, and it's almost
Yeah.
12 years to the day things start showing up.
Well,
It's
for your
crazy.
sake, I'm glad you found us.
Um, Me too.
All right. And I look forward to having another chat in the future with you.
Absolutely.
All
Thank
right.
you so
Well,
much.
yeah, thanks for coming on today.
And I will definitely keep Jeff informed what's going to happen with the next set of
Yes, you
scans
will.
that come up.
All right.
All right. Have a
Denise.
great one.
You too.
Bye.